Hi and welcome to another watercolor video for World Watercolor Month. I'm Lauren, welcome to this channel where I explore all different kinds of art, and this month we're focusing on watercolors. So today I have a really exciting video where I'm going to be showing you how to use monochromatic color schemes when painting with watercolors. Monochromatic means that you're only choosing one color to focus on for your entire painting. It can be a bit of a challenge, but it's also a lot of fun. And the way the paintings come out is really interesting at the end. I'm going to take you through creating 4 little miniature paintings during this video, showing you using different colors as the focal points, how to use tones and create dark and light areas, and how to sort of create variety in your painting so that that one color kind of goes really far throughout the painting. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get into monochromatic painting with watercolors. For the first painting, I've gone ahead and done my drawing using a waterproof fine liner. This is how it turned out. The prompt is path, so I've created this beautiful scene with a path, and now I'm taking one green. So green is this color that I've chosen as my one color for this monochromatic painting, and I'm painting over the entire painting with this light green. It is going to soak in quite a lot, but that's okay. So now I'm going to take another green, slightly different green, and I'm going to paint my path. And this green I will use for a couple of different areas, like the lily pads as well. This kind of using the colors in this way allows you to sort of spread them out so that then later on you can come in with some darker shades of green. So like now I'm taking a darker shade of green, and I am using that shade of green to create all of my shadow areas. So like just below the path and on the water, there's going to be a bunch of shadows to sort of distinguish the different areas from each other. Bringing in these different shades of green really helps create like a nice effect, and it differentiates the areas of the painting from each other. So I'm going ahead and filling in all of the shadow areas quickly, and now I'm going to take this really light green, and that's what I'm going to use to fill in the rest of my painting. All the other parts of the water, maybe I'll do the green vegetation in a different color, but this green is, you can see now how the different greens are sort of, the layers of greens are showing, and nothing is getting lost in this painting because each area or each layer kind of has a different shade of green. I'm also going to take my darker green again and bring in extra details wherever possible. The more that you can help distinguish things, like right now I'm creating a shadow underneath the lily pads to really help bring them out, and using that darker green against the lighter green to create that impact. And yeah, so this is kind of how it's right now. And the next step that I'm going to do is actually take a black, because black and white are not considered part of the color wheel. You can use black and white when creating a monochromatic painting. You can also mix black and white with your color to create different shades and tones. So I've used this black to really help distinguish different areas of the painting, really give it that pop. And then yeah, the next and last step is I'm actually going to take a white. I'm using an acrylic white for this because this palette of watercolors, the white is not very strong, so I really want the white to be quite visible. It also just helps add some light areas to your painting to even distinguish things a little bit more. But there we have kind of the idea behind a green monochromatic painting and how it could turn out. And you can see here all the different areas. They are quite distinguished, and that's our first painting. For the next painting, we're going to be painting with purple as the main color, and for this the prompt is smoky, so I thought of doing a very smoky dramatic eye. So I'm going to start with kind of a dark purple and put that purple in the iris part, and just kind of layer a few areas with the dark purple. I'm going to use it on the eyelid as well, and that's going to help create that sort of smoky look that I'm going for. I'm then also going to take now a lighter purple, sort of like a lilac-y color, and blend those two together, and that effect of the two colors sort of blending into each other, I think that really does help create that sort of smoky look. So I'm also going to be using black again because I want this picture to be really dramatic. So the black is going to help a lot to sort of bring some differentiation between the colors of purple. I'm also using sort of spraying technique with the paintbrush just to add extra drama to this picture. Purple, I only have these two shades of purple, and then I have a pink, which is a color that I'm also going to mix a little bit with some purple later and bring that into the picture too. There is this bottom part of the painting. I didn't really want to draw the whole face, so I just wanted the eye to be the main focus. So I've done the bottom sort of like also with a smoky sort of look to it. And here's the pink that I mixed with the purple to create a sort of tone of purple, but a very light tone of purple to bring in as a background color. And then I'll go over that with some more black and darker purples. I'm also using some white again, so bringing black and white into this monochromatic picture as well. And then extra drama around the border, sort of creating like extra smoky look to it and blending that into the purple. I think purple and black just really pop, and I want to bring in a bunch of patterns onto this picture too, just fill in that space. It's going to be quite an expressive eye with all these little twirls and lines coming out of it. And I think it's looking really cool so far, but it's still kind of like a trust the process sort of part of the picture. And I'm going to keep adding areas of darkness with the lightness to kind of really create the differentiation between the different shades of purple. And now I'm going to work on the eyelashes, which I think are really going to make this eye look like an actual eye. With eyelashes, the key is to paint them very like lightly and to do them in slightly different directions as well as you're painting. So that's kind of like something I learned with painting eyes. And I'm going to do them at the bottom and just add in a little bit more sort of eyeliner to this eye at the bottom with a bit more of the black. And then I'm now taking a white acrylic paint to just further continue adding a few little dots and details to this painting. I think the white and black together with the purple really are finishing it off nicely. A little bit more smokiness to the bottom, and I'm even doing some more sprays because, you know, the more drama the better in this picture. So that's the completed picture for purple, and I think it came out really cool. I'm really happy with this one. For the next painting, I'm going to be using brown as the main color, which is kind of daunting, but the prompt is aged, so I think brown will create a nice aged effect. I'm going to be drawing a photograph of a city, maybe somewhere in Europe with like the street scene, lots of buildings and lots of little details in this picture. And then I'm going to add all my brown shades of color. I've finally finished, so with all the color, but I just want to add a little bit more detail with some pen marks just to really define things, because the brown is quite dark and dominant, so definitely want to bring out the shades a bit more. But this is the final picture with the brown. I think it came out really cool, and it definitely looks like an aged city. The last prompt is whimsical, so I'm going to be adding a lot of water to this paper and just playing around with different shades of blue and kind of letting the colors guide me to sort of what I'm going to be actually painting for this whimsical picture. I'm using different shades and just watching how the water flows into each other with the paint, and it's just really fascinating. I think maybe some shapes are going to appear here that I'll be able to sort of get a nice idea for something to paint. It was really fun to add this blue and just see how this dark blue started to spread out amongst the light blue. I really love this way of creating backgrounds. It's really fun to do this with watercolors. And this is how it looked when it was still wet, but as it started to dry, it really sunk into the paper. So it came out a lot lighter once it had dried. But while it was drying, I noticed the shape of a dragon in it, and I thought, oh wow, this is a really cool whimsical topic to draw. So I'm starting to paint a dragon for this picture, and I definitely had to trust the process here because at this stage it didn't really look like a dragon. But all paintings sort of go through that stage where you just have to keep pushing on until you get the look that you want. And once I added the black details, it really helped. And then I also want to go and add in some beautiful blue wings here, using as many different shades of blue as are on my palette, and then also taking some dark blue and mixing it with black and adding different shades of that onto the picture as well. My next idea was to take a bit of the blue and also add it onto the nose to just sort of define that. And then I added a moon in the sky because the blue sort of reminded me a lot of a dragon sort of flying in the sky. And I'm using a bit of white as well to add some light areas. I might add some more white later on as well. But then the last part of this painting was I really wanted some nice flowing whimsical lines to sort of finish off this picture. And then of course with the white acrylic, those final touches of color. And that is how the painting turned out for whimsical. I really love this little dragon. Let me know what you think in the comments. Which painting is your favorite so far? So we've reached the end of today's video. It was so much fun creating these. Please do let me know in the comments which is your favorite one, which color sort of stood out to you, and are you going to try monochromatic painting? I would love to know. This was just, yeah, really a fun experiment, and as you can see, I've made lots of videos already with watercolors, so if you're curious about other ways to use watercolors, definitely check in my link in bio. I'll post a whole bunch of those other ones too. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me for this video, and I'll see you again soon for some more watercolor fun for World Watercolor Month.